FastLane, the blog, and this is the beginning of our spotlight series on the local music scene here in the tri-state area. And this is my friends Defy the Tide. This is one of the local bands that I've been high on for a long time. This is a group of dedicated musicians, a young group, but a group that has an insight on what they want to do, and they're looking to achieve some success. And I'm really happy to announce Carly on lead vocals, Jesse on guitar, and Matt on guitar. And this is Defy the Tide. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great tonight. How about you?
Great.
Doing fantastic. Thanks so much for having us this evening. We appreciate it. Sorry I'm a little under the weather, but we'll make it work.
It's awesome to have you. Awesome to have you.
Thank you.
Well, the first thing I want to talk about is how did the band get started? I mean, I know you started around 2014, and really the band sounds so good now within that amount of 3 years, which is amazing to me. It sounds like you guys have been together for about 10 years, and it's crazy. So how did the band get started?
Well, the band got started. Honestly, I used to work with Greg, and we worked at Papa John's together. And he was a fan of another project that I did back from like 2010 to 2013, 2012, something like that. And eventually asked me if I wanted to start a band. Then I reached out to somebody else. So like mutual friends put me in touch with Luke, who's our drummer, who's unfortunately not here tonight, but he's here in spirit. And then Jesse got in touch with Matt, and we started jamming, and everything started working out pretty well, pretty quickly. So, I mean, I think that's what really makes things good in a solid band, is just like a solid connection. And I think we had that chemistry from the start.
And I think it really does show in the in the product that you put out, and I was very impressed when I saw you live. I got to see you open for Primal Fear at that show. And
you were at that show?
Yeah.
I was. And I had...
Yeah, we...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I do remember that now.
Yeah.
That was the first time I got to meet all of you. I mean, it was like, just some quick conversation, but I had my brother with me at the show, and I told him, I said, we need to go in, when you guys hit the stage. And when you hit the stage, I looked over at his face, and all he had was like this smile on it that was like, like I was giving him the best piece of candy he ever had. So that's
in our live show. Like it took a while for us to like kind of capture it a little bit on the EPs. I think the newest one does a better job than the other ones. Is like really capturing our sound a little better. But we really pride ourselves on our live show performance.
I mean, I'm excited for you to see us now. I mean, a year and a half later, because we got to play one of the last shows at the Altar Bar that they had before the city decided to shut it down. But it was a great opportunity. It was nice to have a chance to play there, and it was nice to meet you. But I'm very excited for you to see us now. I feel like you'll really take a step back, not to pat ourselves on the back, but we've worked very hard on our performance and our presentation, and just the overall show, because we want people to really feel like they're a part of what we're doing, not necessarily just us standing in front of them performing.
Right, and it really comes across, when I look at it, from a fan's point of view, the quality of the material, but also it comes across the pride, that you have in what you do. I mean, there's a lot of bands out there that are good, but you're a band that to me stands out, and that really is a tribute to to the hard work and effort in such a little time. I mean, the chemistry's there, the quality of the material, like I said, and I see you guys really, really, really going a long way as a group.
Well, we hope so. I mean, and it's really beyond hope. I mean, you're right. I mean, we take a lot of pride in what we do. Everything we do is for a reason. It's not just to do something or just to put something out there or just to write a song. There's a purpose behind everything that we do. Everything is very thought out and planned, and we try to look at the future and the bigger picture, not just what we're working on at that moment.
And what are some of the things that, when you go into, writing material? I always like to ask the bands that, because it's personal. I mean, you write material that has things that are going on in your life, but you also are able to project that to, us as an audience. And what are some of the things that you when you go into writing material, what are some of the things that influence you?
I really try to approach writing from a storytelling perspective. I write from very personal things that are going on in my life, or something that I see is going on around me. I try to. It takes a while sometimes. It's not an immediate thing. I have to really think about what I'm writing about. Sometimes it's just not quick. I can write things quickly, or I have to sit with a song for a month or so before I can really figure out what it is that the song is telling me I need to sing about, basically. But one of the other things that we like to do, Jesse has written a couple of our songs, Redemption, and another song that we haven't recorded yet, but we perform live, All Is Fair, which is
it's about Vikings.
It's a love story, basically. I mean, it's a cool story, but I sing to him, and I'll sing him a melody and a pattern, and he'll kind of just fill in the blanks. So we try to work on it together
as a group.
Yeah.
We're like the three of us sitting down with
Yeah.
just a melody, and we all piece in syllables to fit and try to make it work somehow.
It seems to work
Usually
out
with
well.
decent results.
Yeah.
Same aspect with the storytelling when we're writing even the music. Like,
Right.
we like the song, like the music of the song to even, we don't really like
Take you
force
places.
anything. Yeah, it's just we kind of let it, we just let it build itself. It tells its own story in the end. You might start out
Right.
like thinking it's going to go one way, and then by the time you're done with it, you're like, well, I didn't expect that, but it works. We like to tell a story from the lyrics to the music itself. Like, we don't
just
like
like it
anything
all
to be cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Right,
It just
right.
tells a story.
We just like it to all of it to take you places. I mean, no matter what I'm singing about, I try to leave lyrics very open ended, so people can apply it to whatever it is that it makes them feel, whatever's going on in their life. If it makes them feel better, then that's great. If it's helping them get through, that's great. So I try to think about the listener when I'm writing as well.
And it seems like you have a very cohesive group there, as far as you guys seem like you're friends, and that really helps to have that comfort level when you go into doing any writing or any performing. You have a group behind you that backs you 100%, and like I said again, that's projected across to the audience very well from the entire band.
Yeah, we're definitely a close-knit bunch. I mean, especially the three of us. If you see one of us, the other two aren't far behind. We have Sunday dinners together every week, pretty much. I tell everybody that because it's true. But we spend a lot of time together, not just at practice, just in hanging out and doing things, going to whatever it is. We just, we are our best friends, really.
Me and Jesse have been hanging out and jamming together for over 10 years now.
Probably
15 at this point, yeah.
Since we
Right.
were introduced to Carly, I mean, she's been right there with us through all of our, even when we're writing guitar 90% of the time, she's here for the whole process. So
I don't play the guitar, but I try to give my perspective, you know, whatever I...
She uses her face.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you know, one of them things. Except
Yeah,
way better.
I sing to them, or I try to pretend like I know guitar terms, and I really don't. So, but
I don't either.
But you know, I think again that goes back to how close we are and how connected we are. You know, we finish each other's sentences. You know, it's really
Right. It's
You
a.
can't see it right now, but we're all sitting on each other's lap.
I can hear that in your voices.
Yeah, we're sitting very close together. We are.
Well, one thing that you just brought up there, you know, Matt and Jesse, you know, you guys playing together, you know how well you connect as far as a a dual guitar tandem is excellent. I mean, for a band, you know, that's I don't even consider you guys a local band. You know, to me, it's a band that's on the local scene that is ready to explode. I see it as a national act playing the local scene.
You know, John,
That's what
we
we
were
aim for. That's
yeah,
really,
it really is, and it's not that we hold ourselves over local bands. I mean, everybody's working their asses off to do what the next person is trying to do. You know, we're all doing the same thing,
Right.
And I have respect for everybody on every level, but we see ourselves the same way. Jesse and I were just having this conversation before you called, so
We even had the conversation about us only being a band for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, right before. So.
right.
Right.
I mean, but that's definitely true. I mean, we're really working to achieve as much success as we can, and
That's what you have to do these days. Like, it's a business too. You know, you
Right.
have to have a proper image. Image is really important these days. It's a bad business to try and get into, honestly, financially, everything like that. It takes a lot of sacrifices to
Right.
things happen, and we're trying to do it right. We've gotten a lot of advice from a lot of different places,
including yourself. Thank you.
including you, which we appreciate.
Oh, that's not a problem.
You know, we're just trying to do what we can to do this for a living, because it's what we all love to do.
Right.
You know, that's our goal. You know.
And it's great to hear that too. You know, you really can't have a life unless you're doing what you're passionate about. And
Yeah.
Exactly. We've all made a lot of sacrifices to just get where we're at right now.
Our families.
Our families,
Right.
they've helped us a ton too. Like I couldn't have done it without the help from mine.
Yeah.
I know that, you know.
Right.
Yes. Everybody around you. I mean, it's like you have to build up this foundation underneath of you. I mean, because you can't do it. I mean, some of the guys have kids, and it makes things a little difficult. It's hard, and we only imagine what will happen moving forward. We have the opportunities to tour and, you know, possibly go overseas at some point, hopefully. But, you know, we're aiming for big things, and we can only hope that if our hard work, if we continue to do what we're doing, it will eventually pay off.
I believe it definitely will. I mean, like I said, I see nothing but big things for you. You know, just talking to you and seeing the passion that you have. I mean, that's really what it's about. I mean, it's about, you know, sticking to your guns, you know, loving what you do and projecting it across. And you have all three of those. I mean, you really, really have, you know, what it takes. And I think it's exciting for, you know, our scene, and it's exciting to see, you know, a young group of musicians and more so than good musicians, and it's good people. You know, you project that across. I mean, you're likable. You know, you project that to the fans, and I think that's what really makes a band go far.
Yeah, we try to.
We have to try really hard to be likable. There's a lot of effort going on right now.
That's it.
We tend to throw out insults without really thinking of who we're talking to.
You know, to be real Pittsburgh with you, we're all just a bunch of damn jagoffs, okay?
That's it. Hey, sometimes you got to fake it to make it.
Hey, man. That's it, exactly.
Now, how about we'll get into the music now. How the self-titled EP, which I actually got to hear after Matt contacted me a couple years ago and asked me to listen to the band and right away when I heard the EP I was extremely impressed, and Matt and I kind of hit it off at that point.
Yeah, that was because of the Primal Fear show, actually. I think I seen you comment on there with some stuff with the Rock and the FastLane, so I reached out to you. I remember that. I'm
really happy that you did. It's always good to hear, good music. And
Did you hear In the Shadows I Shine first? Was that, or was it the live show that you heard first?
No, I actually did hear the EP first.
The first one?
No, I heard In the Shadows I Shine. That was the first one.
Oh, okay.
And then, then I just jumped right on board after that. And then we saw you at the Primal Fear show. And, that just cemented it right there. Having a chance to hear the band live. And it was...
That first EP was recorded like less than a year of us being a band.
A year? Oh my goodness. We were together we recorded in August. We got together in May. So it was like 4 months after being a band, we went into the studio and recorded that EP.
Now, how was the the initial recording? I know you recorded it with Mike Ofka, who I think is a great guy. I mean, we did the Silk 9 recording with him, and how was that recording session? I mean, how was it recording? That first time, first time going into the studio, and what was it like?
Mike's a great guy. He's got a ton of experience. His studio is beautiful. He's a mastermind behind the board, and I think in terms of the first attempt for the band after being together for such a short period of time, I think it was a great opportunity for us to just kind of get on our feet and see where it was going to go. And we've learned through the 3 years that we've been together that everybody's a stepping stone that you work with, and every EP that we've recorded with a different producer in a different studio, just to get new ears on the music. Right. The last EP, the Soteria EP that we released, I think the production quality and what we've heard consistently is just really outstanding and really big, and that was something that was kind of lacking in the first 2 EPs. But either way, we've been very happy with each product that we've put out. We love, the producers that we've worked with have been great, and Mike was great to work with. And from that first EP, and then transitioning into 2 years later into In the Shadows I Shine, how did you work it as far as your songwriting? I mean, what were you looking for? Transitioning from the first EP, as a young band, like you said, you did it within, a few months of actually getting together, which is amazing. I mean, what were you looking for going into the second EP? I think we were looking to further solidify our sound and our presence, and I do believe that we really evolved from the first EP. I think we were a little bit more sure about what we wanted to, where we wanted to go, when we went into the studio with Andrew at Sacred Sound to do In the Shadows I Shine. But I don't know that, songwriting wise,
we just kind of
go with it. Really, I mean,
we're all so passionate about what we play. It's really a product of ourselves.
Right.
We don't try to model it after anything. We don't try to sound like
anybody or anything. We
just play what we love. And
right.
I hope other people love it too. Really.
Right. And if you listen to the music, I did this after Soteria came out. I listened on Spotify for the first time in a very long time. I just listened to all of the songs back to back, and you can really hear how the sound has just really come to be its own and identifiable, and I think we're pretty happy with where we're at on that.
Yeah, I don't really know that we really changed our approach in any way from the very first day we've been jamming. It's more, the more we do this, the more we know what it should be
and what it should sound like.
Yeah, it's just like when a riff comes or something, it's just like, yep, that's it. Not necessarily like, we just know for some reason. We're all on the same page with that. It's kind of weird. Like, things will just not be clicking with a certain song or something, and then we'll just play it a certain way, and everybody will look at each other and be like, that was it.
Yeah, and in terms of like how we write, it's usually the three of us. Friede and Jesse will get together at some point and come up with some idea, and then the three of us are together and we'll work on structuring and how we want it to be. Then they'll record it and send it to Luke, and he'll pan out his drums on the computer like he does, and then we practice it, and then we use those what's the word I'm looking for? The scratch tracks. Then we use those to practice and listen to, and over a period of time while we're still working on the song at practice, and for writing purposes, just to really have, for pre-production purposes too, for the studio, they're great to have, so the producers are aware of the direction of our music and where we're at. So that's pretty much how our songwriting goes.
And
we get off base from the initial question.
No, I think we answered it. I think we answered it. Did we answer the question?
You definitely answered. You definitely answered the question. That was perfect.
Okay.
And speaking of what you were just talking about there, one thing that I really like about Defy the Tide is the fact that you have so many different elements to the music. It's not just straightforward metal. It's not a one-trick pony. It's melodic. It's heavy in all the right places. It's structured very well, and like you mentioned before, Carly, it tells a story. It captures the true essence of what you're trying to project, and I think that's amazing for a young band.
We try. I mean, we really think about what we're doing, and that goes back to there's a purpose for everything that we do. I think that we really take pride in everything that we put out. We don't want to put something out that's half-assed or isn't something that we're completely sure of. I think that our manager, Chris, has been very helpful in the last year in helping us make decisions that are beneficial to us. He has helped us really come to know our story and our image, and it's
we needed help with that because we're not very... Yeah, I think we had one drawback as a band. It was like trying to decide what to look like, because we never really thought about it. We just like the music part of it,
Right.
We needed to look a little bit more cohesive.
Yeah.
Imagery wise.
We're not very aesthetic people.
No, plus we're kind of ugly. So.
Hey, you said that. I didn't say that.
I know the beards kind of help cover up that. That's why we have.
I don't have a beard though.
Well, you're not ugly. So good thing you're out front.
I think the image that you have is cool. I mean, beards and everything. You don't want to go in and look like everybody else. I mean, there's so many cookie cutters out there. It's.
We don't ever want to try and be like somebody else. We just want to be ourselves, and hopefully that works. I mean, if not, then
at least we'll have a good time.
At least we'll have a good time doing it.
Now, how about the new EP? We need to start talking about that. I mean, the Soteria, like you were saying, the production is is a lot better. It really projects what the band's about. How is the EP doing so far? I mean, as far as the reaction that you're getting from fans and from people in the business, I think it's fantastic personally.
We've gotten a few reviews. and they've all gone very well.
Yeah, the reviews have been fantastic. We were in the top 20 of, I forget what the official chart was through Billboard or something like that, but
Metal album sales?
it was something like that. We were, from independent artists on Billboard, we were in the top 20 for the week of our release. So
Nice.
Like 250 or something sold the first week.
we did pretty well.
That's good.
And it's still moving. Things are happening. We've been able to book some cool shows. We just played with Stitched Up Heart. So there've been some things that have come from it, but the production quality, and going back to that, we worked with John Burke of Vibe Studios out of Cleveland. We met him through our manager Chris and CB Entertainment, and we met with him. Again, chemistry. He is amazing. He is somebody that I feel that I could always go back to. John, the producer we worked with, he's just the comfortability. We lived in his studio, literally in the studio, in the sound room. Like, we lived there for a week. We worked with him 10 to 14 hours a day. We worked very hard on that EP.
Right.
Pre-production, production, post-production. We did everything with John, hand in hand. Everything. He worked with me on the harmonies. He is like ridiculous when it comes to harmonies and things like that. But he's got a really nice place. I really can't say enough about John. He's great, and he's worked with us after the fact. He's sent us tracks that we've needed. He's a great guy. He's been wonderful to work with.
Added the backing tracks, which was something we were kind of iffy on doing on this new EP. That was stepping out of our comfort zone.
Yeah, we added the backing tracks from the EP to our live show.
Everything we do now live is actually to a click track, which at the time you saw us, nothing was to a click at that point in time.
Right.
We didn't have backing tracks or anything like that. So that, again, plays into our live show, just, being a bit bigger and better and tighter, for sure.
And I'm really looking forward to to seeing one of the upcoming shows. And
yes.
And you Carly, I don't know if you want to get it out there, but you guys got a big show coming up that you just had happen to you today. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think we're going to announce it tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, this isn't live.
It's not live, right?
Yeah, this isn't live. This will be after
right.
After tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we so I had found out that Lacuna Coil was going to be playing in Pittsburgh at Diesel on September 30th, and I submitted for us to play, and we received official approval today that, a couple hours ago, that we are going to be playing with Lacuna Coil on September 30th, and I'm very excited because Christina has always been somebody. She's an idol of some sort, but she's just amazing, and just a story behind that, because it's cool that we shared the same vocal coach. I went to Kappa, the Creative and Performing Arts High School in Pittsburgh, and my vocal coach, Mrs. Benvin, had taught at some point in Italy, and Christina was one of her students, so just something kind of cool for me that I feel good about. So I wanted to share that.
That's a great story. That's a great band too. I mean, and for you guys to open for them, that's a perfect fit.
Yeah,
So we were just talking about that too. Fans that are into them will definitely, I think, find an interest in us.
We hope.
Yeah.
We hope. I mean, we had to be approved by their agent and management, so at least we know that we were heard on that level.
And that's that's the stuff that leads to big things. I mean, you're actually hitting your target audience right there, which is excellent. I mean, they'll get to hear the new material, and they'll get to see the band. You know,
you're going to be there, right, John? You're going to be there, right?
I'm going to come to that show, absolutely.
And I think that you and I live relatively close to each other, so
if you need a ride,
or a ticket,
it might just be one of those things where I just fly there.
Yeah.
I'll be on such a high that you're opening for them. That's.
I was running up and down the street yelling.
Literally, I had to hide behind the car. So
I was so excited when we got the email today. I was very excited.
It's well deserved. I mean, you know when you put the effort in and you do everything that you're supposed to do, and you have that passion, and you just keep working hard at it, you know, you're going to have good things happening for you. And I'm really excited for you guys. I'm happy for you.
Thanks, John. You've been wonderful to us, and you and I have been talking a lot recently here in the last couple weeks. And I personally, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about all of the things that we've been chatting about, and just being there for the band. We really appreciate the support, really.
Oh, you're welcome. You're definitely welcome. You know, like I said, I do this, you know, because I really care about it. I'm passionate about it. You know, I've been a fan for so long, you know, 35 years now, you know, with, you know, now we're interviewing, you know, bands that, you know, that these guys were my idols. And, you know, to be able to give back is what makes me happy, you know, just, you know, seeing the, you know, bands like yourself, you know, and all the guys on the local scene, guys and girls. I got to make sure I say that. Because really, I mean,
honest, we couldn't do what we do without people like you. I mean, it happens by word of mouth, by, you know, somebody talking about it and, you know, putting it out there. So we really appreciate you and people like you that do these things for us and give us a platform to put ourselves out there.
And it's appreciated on our end as well. It's actually, you know, it's a pleasure, you know, to be able to be a part of this. And I was going to ask you, you know, you have your you know, Traced in Flames is you know, is a new song that you're all, you know, you're promoting right now, and you know, I really think that's an excellent song too. I mean, everything on this new EP, it really is, you know, it's really noticeable, like you all said about, you know, how much you've grown, you know, from the first EP, you know, then Into the Shadows I Shine. And this really is a, you know, culmination of all those put together and saying, hey, look, you know, here we are. This is where we're at now. And the band's grown, you know, so much over the last 3 years, and it's really great. I mean, I'm looking forward to, you know, to hearing new material. I'm always excited to hear that.
Well, we've got some stuff in the works.
Yes, we do. Yes, there are some things a-brewing.
That's we got, like, it's definitely a definable sound that we have on the new EP, but, like, we can't, like, compare it. It's been hard to, like, find a comparison, you know?
Right.
And, but yeah, the new stuff we're working on, it's along the same lines, but again, I think it's like, we're always growing. I mean, we're always pushing ourselves for one.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. We're always thinking about what we're going to do next, like.
I know, we finished the EP came out, the only thing I can think of is, like, I want to do something else.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Yeah, we'd like to get on tour and go back to the studio, and I really do think that one of the first conversations we had after the EP was released was, when are we going back to the studio?
And that's what makes it hard for us for, like, marketing and doing the business side of it. Like,
right.
We don't think about that so much because we just love writing music and performing and playing it, that, like, sometimes that gets a little pushed to the back, and we could probably do a better job with all that, but that's just kind of the way it's been going so far.
Yeah. I mean, we've had the opportunity to work with our current management, with Chris and CB Entertainment, and you know, it's been, there've been a lot of things that have come up, and we've, you know, really just worked hard to get through what we're working on. Right. And I think Chris just kind of helps us stay focused as much as we can.
And you are. I mean, it's really the nature of the business. You know, like you said, it's hard to be able to, you know, dedicate to one thing, and you're musicians. I mean, that's really what you're you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get in and just, be what you are. I mean, you're artists. You're doing that. You want to do this for a living, and it's hard to juggle, all those different aspects of it. I mean, believe me, I can say that firsthand.
It's definitely not. It was not easy. We had got to the point last year where we were like, okay, we can't deal with this anymore. Like, we didn't want to deal with booking shows and the money aspect of it and having to negotiate and whatever else. I mean, we didn't want to deal with it. So it took about 4 months for Chris to get back to me, and we waited, and I was very persistent, and we needed that. And I think that once you get to a point in the band, once you decide that you want this to actually go somewhere, it's easier to have somebody else kind of deal with the business side of it, so that we can be artists and write our music and do what we're supposed to do.
Right, and if you get somebody that backs you, it makes it a lot easier. You really, for somebody to care about, you as musicians and to get the word out there. I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, it's really almost, it's something that has to be that way. For
we agree.
For a company to be behind their bands and to support, that makes all the difference. I mean, that leaves you the the freedom to develop as a band, to write new material, to be able to do what you do, and that's huge. You could see that, and you could see the bands that are in turmoil sometimes. You notice it, and a lot of it isn't even their fault. It's just something that it's the nature of the business. It's the nature of life, really.
Yeah, and it's all a part of the process, and we're learning as we go along about making better decisions that are more beneficial to us. Putting a little bit more thought into the business side of things. But yes, it does make a difference when you actually have somebody behind you backing you.
It does. And how about some of the things that you're looking forward to doing in the future? I mean, what is the it's a young band. It's a band that has nothing but huge things ahead of them. What are you guys looking for in the future as far as your plans? I mean, what path are you looking for and say, hey, this is where I want Defy the Tide to be?
Well, I definitely think short term we want to get back to the studio. We want to record more music. We would like to get on a tour, start really getting ourselves out there, branching out of the tri-state area a little bit more. I think short term that's where we're at. Long term, I would really like to get us onto a label. I know that labels don't really have that much into it anymore because of the digital downloads and streaming. It makes things very difficult. But if you find a label that actually believes in you and is willing to invest in you, and a management team that is willing to invest in you, and you have those people around you, it could work out, in the long run. But either way, I think just continuing to write and expand and grow and get as far as we can. I mean, if we can get to the UK, we would love to get over there. We've got fans over there, people that have ordered merch, Germany, Switzerland, Finland,
right.
Denmark, and the Netherlands, the UK. I mean, like, it's really like...
We just want Defy the Tide to be recognizable.
Yeah.
We want to be as big as we could possibly be. Yes, it's what we love to do, but,
right.
we want it all, really.
We want success. I mean, we really do. We're hungry for it. And, as much as we are doing it for that, I mean, it's more that it's what makes us the happiest. It's what we want to do. It's what drives me. I know that it drives these guys too. That's why we make the sacrifices that we do. And
even to get to the point where we're at, you really couldn't get to this point even without willing to make the sacrifices to do it. It's tough to get.
And we haven't even gotten to the huge sacrifices yet,
right.
But we're, we're ready. Like the things that we have had to sacrifice have affected our lives and have made us make huge changes in things that we do just in our everyday.
I think we've got the sound for it, though. I mean, I like the music. I love it. Like it's something that I would put on and listen to.
Agreed.
So I think it's there. I think it's comparable for sure. I think it has the ability to get us somewhere.
I totally agree. And what's nice about the band is you guys have an endless amount of things that you could do. With Carly's voice, I mean, Carly honestly is awesome. I mean, it's incredible. It's your voice is it's exceptional, and to have these guys behind you, which I think is a great band. I mean, you can do anything. You can do anything from ballads to to the heaviest music and still sound great. And that means a lot, as far as being a songwriter, to be able to expand into those different territories and really, spread your wings. It's like I said, it says a lot about the band.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
I don't feel like we're shoehorned into any specific genre.
Right.
Like we've been compared from Iron Maiden to Killswitch to
Evanescence, Hailstorm, Nightwish. I mean, it really is all over the place. But I think that just pulls from all of the inspiration, from the music that we listen to personally. And I can say for myself that my mom said that I was singing my sentences, when I was little. I would sing what I was saying. And I went to the performing arts schools in Pittsburgh, like I said, the middle school and the high school. I was trained to sing opera music, but I also participated in like jazz band. But
what we're doing next? We're doing opera next.
Yeah, but jazz opera metal. it'll be a new genre. But no, I've listened to everything over the years, country, classical, whatever, jazz.
Right.
I listen to everything. I'm not like a true metalhead, and I'm sorry, I'll probably be pinned to the wall for that at some point. But I don't pretend to be something I'm not.
Right.
I'm in this to write music, and
me and Jesse are metalheads.
Yeah,
I love it.
They are true metalheads. I will say that.
I'm with you guys. But I agree with you too, Carly. I mean, I listen to a lot of different things, and it's just part of expanding too. I mean, you have to be able to bring other elements into the music, and the band does it very well, very well.
Thank you.
Now, how about any last words? Is there anything else that you want to get out to to the fans? Things that are coming up, that we didn't mention, that we didn't talk about.
Sure. I mean, we've got a couple of shows coming up.
One in Altoona.
Yeah, we have July 14th. We're playing at McGarvey's in Altoona with Dr. Smoke. On July 22nd, we will be at Mr. Small's Funhouse with a few other local bands. Our good friends Whorehound will be there. They're amazing. And
Silence Follows.
I'm not real sure about the other ones. And then on August 5th, we're playing a festival down in Marietta, Ohio. So there's a bunch of things. If people are interested in what we're doing, they can check out our Facebook page for updates. Also, defythetide.com. Our music is everywhere. Spotify is pretty much where we always direct people. So we thank everybody for their support and their love and for being there for us. And we hope that everybody stays tuned to what we're going to be doing in the future.
And we're looking forward to it. And I like to to say that if you haven't heard this band yet, go to defythetide.com. Listen to all three EPs that they have on here. Soteria is the new one, which is it's fabulous. I mean, if you're into heavy metal, if you're into progressive rock, you name it, this is a band for you, and I highly recommend them. Defythetide.com. check them out, listen to them, get on their social sites, and get out to the shows. I mean, this is a fantastic scene that we have here. It's a scene that is up and coming. So many great bands and I want to say so many great people. I've met so many nice people, so many people that are dedicated. I mean, and really, it's a huge scene. It deserves to be recognized, and that's our job, is to get it out there. And I want to say thank you to you guys. I mean, Matt especially for getting me this music and putting it in front of me, and really for believing in yourself. I mean, that really means a lot to see somebody that really cares about what they're doing. And all of you in this band are not only exceptional musicians but exceptional people. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. And I really hope to see you on the big stages and the big festivals one of these days. And I really see that for you.
We really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for just taking the time out to do this. And hey, the more people who can hear it, the better, because that's our goal. We really appreciate it, man.
And we'll get this interview. I'll put it together, a nice presentation for you guys, and keep on rocking and keep on putting out great music, because we're listening and we're supporting. I mean, the fans are out there, just waiting, to hear what's going to be next, and I think it's going to be huge.
Well, thank you, John. We, again, really appreciate all of your support and for giving us an opportunity to help ourselves get out there. And I really appreciate you kind of being my therapist over the last couple of weeks. But no, seriously, we really appreciate everything. Just thank you. You've been there for us the last couple of years, and it means a lot to us.
It's not a problem, Carly. I'm really happy to do it. I'm happy to to be able to help them and get the word out for you guys. It's well deserved. I mean, you see so many bands out there, and even the things I've seen in the past. Bands that were not appreciated, that never got the backing that they deserved. There's just so many. There's way more horror stories than there are success stories, and it's really a shame. And I would love to be able to be a guy that that gets out there and changes that. For bands like yourself, any of the local bands, and any of the national acts that don't have a chance to to really be spoken for. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to change it. We're here to get people out there. Like I said, listen to Defy the Tide. I love this band. I mean, without a doubt, I say that from my heart. It's a band of hardworking musicians, good people, and some damn fine music. So let's say that right at the end, because it really is. I mean, I know that I could get in my car and throw in any of these EPs, and I could listen to it 100 times through and never get sick of it.
Wow.
So it really is. DefyTheTide.com. Listen to them. A great band that is on the rise. And I just want to say thanks again, guys. For taking the time to sit with me, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much, John. We really